Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about what to side against Pendulum Magicians. Now, you're probably wondering why you're doing this what to side against segment when it's custom for me to do a what to side against segment when it's talking about a set that's about to come out. Like, essentially, with the ban list having a lot of impact on True Draco of Demise, True Draco Dino, and True Draco Zoo and all Zoo variants in general, along with Wavering Eyes coming back to 3, even though Jeff Jones says it sucks, I'm not 100% sure if I agree with him on that. We're in a situation now where it probably is the best deck of the format. What is the deck trying to do? Essentially what the deck's trying to do is create a very stun-ish aspect of the deck and then just eventually out-resource you and out-grind you due to the pendulum mechanic being the way that it is. But anyway, the first card is Anti-Spell Fragrance. Now, there was a poll that I saw on the Animo, if that's how you say that, on the Animo app of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's like D-Barrier versus Anti-Spell Fragrance. And a lot of people in the comment section were commenting on why D-Barrier is better than Anti-Spell Fragrance. The poll itself was like 75% Anti-Spell, 25% D-Barrier, which I agree with. The comments I disagree with. In my opinion, Dimensional Barrier is good but not great against Pendulums. Just as it's good but not great against a lot of other decks. Yeah, I can stop the Pendulums for just a turn, but if they're able to activate and if they're able to activate their scales, it puts them in a lot better position, in a lot better situation than if they're not able to activate them at all. And that's why Anti-Spell Fragrance is still super duper strong against Pendulums. You flip up Anti-Spell Fragrance, unless they have the out immediately, they cannot out it. D-Barrier stops them most assuredly for one turn, but Anti-Spell Fragrance stops them definitely for potentially the entirety of the duel if they don't draw their out to it. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, they're siding in Zaphion, they're siding in Denko Saka, which Denko Saka is actually an out to both Anti-Spell Fragrance and Dimensional Barrier. They're siding in the Cosmic Cyclones and the MSTs and Twin Twisters. All those cards are at 3. All those cards I just mentioned are at 3. So why would you run Anti-Spell Fragrance? Well, the same reason you'd run any card to side against anything. Just as, Zodiac has Dragonic Diagram, had Enemy Controller, and if they had it already on the field, Zodiac dried it to out the Flying Sea. That doesn't mean you stop siding in the Flying Sea against Zodiac, because if they don't get to those cards, they can't Exige Summon. If they don't get to the out to Anti-Spell Fragrance, then they don't get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Essentially. The next two cards are cards I think that you should already be main decking, and they're Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs and Cosmic Cyclone. It's unfortunate that Ash Blossom is so expensive and didn't get a reprint at any point, and is so necessary in this format. Finals coming out soon. World Chalice's best main deck monsters, special summoning and adding from the main deck. With Trickstars adding a lot from the main deck, like there's so many really strong things that Ash Blossom hits to where you almost have to be maining it if you want to be successful. And another really good card is Cosmic Cyclone. Most of the quote-unquote good new Pendulum Magicians have destruction effects, like, if they're destroyed, target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Or if it's destroyed, you can special summon this, or this, that, or the other. And Cosmic Cyclone dodges that. Now, you do have to pay 1,000 life points, but Cosmic Cyclone's kind of been showing more and more that it's kind of worth that. Also, True Draco decks are still kind of around. They're still trying to linger, even though Dynamite Knight, Ignis Heat, and True King's Return all got hit. It's still lingering around. And Paleozoic's another deck that's coming back into the format. So there are a lot of different things that Cosmic Cyclone is good against, not just Pendulum Magicians, but it's really good against Pendulum Magicians. On a similar note is Dimensional Fissure. Dimensional Fissure, it's, all monsters that would be sent to the graveyard would be removed from the grave instead. Dimensional Fissure, Macrocosmos, Different Dimension Return, cards like, Mass Hero Dark Law, they're all very good against Pendulum Magicians because what they're trying to do is some of what they're trying to do is destroy their cards in the Pendulum Scales to disrupt what you're trying to do, and then special summon out those Pendulum Scales that they just destroyed to further their advantage. Now, it's a lot harder now with Mastery Rule 4, but it is still possible for them to use the extra deck monster zones that they have as materials. So banishing those monsters, the deck really has no way of recurring any banished monsters at all. That's why Cosmic Cyclone and Dimensional Fissure, Macrocosmos, Different Dimension Return, Master Hero Dark Law, that's why they're so strong in my opinion against Pendulum Magicians. Full Force Virus. Full Force Virus says tribute one dark monster with 2,000 or more defense, check your opponent's hands, all monsters they control, and all cards they draw until the third turn after this activation, and destroy all those monsters with 1,500 or less defense. So every single one of these cards are cards that Pendulum Magicians have shown to be consistently running, some at 1, some at 2, most at 3, that get destroyed by Full Force Virus. So Full Force Virus, obviously it can't be ran in every deck, but if your deck can run it, I would strongly consider running it, because it doesn't just hurt this deck either. It hurts a lot of decks. It doesn't really do anything to Paleozoics, but it's pretty decent against Invoked, I would argue. Um, Unfortunately, they have to draw the card, so it doesn't, like Magical Meltdown, add Alistair. That doesn't, Full Force Virus wouldn't destroy Alistair, but it's very good against that. It's very good against Wind Witches, pretty decent against World Chalice, and it's obviously really good against Pendulum Magicians. I mean, you've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards that this deck customarily runs that Full Force Virus destroys. So in my opinion, those are the cards you should be siding in against Pendulum Magicians.
And I know just what you